Alright, so due to very high demand in the comments of the previous video, today I'm going to be doing a reconstruction of my 147 OcR average from like, I don't know, like an hour before Lincoln's ASR that I did yesterday. Alright, so on this first scramble I did blue, and pretty much the idea here is we have this center that we need to solve, and this block is in the way, so we're probably going to do RBR prime to solve it. And if you do the RBR prime first, you get this edge here, so then you can finish off the V with UL prime, and that was a pretty good solution and the first thing I looked at. But then I noticed this bar here means if I did like a U prime first, this edge would be like solved by the RBR prime, and also doing the U prime would move this edge to here, so the RBR prime would solve the edge down there. So then I saw that I just kind of end up with this trigger here, which kind of originates from one flip, but it's what you set up to in a lot of ML4E cases. So yeah, pretty much a big cancellation. So I did this tip, then I went U prime RB, and then solved the cube like that. So that was about 9 moves. Yeah, it was 9 moves and a 164. So obviously not the greatest TPS. I think it was 5.48, which was because of a really big lockup, but it was still a pretty good solve. So yeah, nice one there. Okay, so this is the second scramble. I got a 160 on this, and I looked at quite a few solutions before I settled on what I was going to do. So first, you see on green, you can do like an R move to pair this up with this center, and then you do this kind of thing from the previous solve, like LU prime R to solve a V, and then you just get an L3E. Then I also looked at on red, you can kind of do like L prime U, L U, like that. And then that also gives you an L3E. And then on blue, I think this kind of made me notice this was like connected to this, like it was one move away. So that made me see here, I could go like, and if I did this L first, then solve that, then I'd be 2 moves away from doing a V that would give me a Polish flip. And then what I ended up using this for was I held it here. And so I started by doing, I think, these 3 tips. Yeah, that's right. And then I did U to pair it up to the center, solved it like that, and then did this back insert because it solves this edge so that you end up with this, and then I just finished with the L3E like that. So that was a 160, and I think it was like 8.7 TPS, so pretty happy with that solve. Okay, this is the third scramble. I got a 182 on this, and I did kind of a straightforward solution. So on red, you see we have this block, and then this is kind of an annoying position, but this edge, if you start with an L prime, you can then solve it like that. And so I held it from here, and I actually did something really good, which is that I did all 4 tips at the beginning, which I sometimes struggle with, particularly in competition. So that was really cool to see. So I did that, and then I went like R prime, U prime, V, and then R prime. Then I got this Polish flip, which was a big part of why I chose to do that solution, because it's really nice and finger trick friendly. Unfortunately, I kind of didn't make the most of that sort of second half of the solution in terms of execution. It was a bit slow, which is why this was the worst solve of the average, but it was still like 8 TPS. I forgot the exact number, but yeah, quite a good solve overall. Okay, this is the 4th scramble. I got a 108 on this, which is the current NR single. So we have this pretty easy to see 3-move V here. So I just did that, and then I solved this L3E, and then I did both of the tips on the drop, which I'm really happy with how I executed that solve basically, because obviously it could have been a lot faster if you look at the video and the solution compared to the time, but the sort of tip configuration made it a little bit risky to like potentially +2 and stuff, and I really didn't want that to happen. So I'm pretty happy with how I balanced like making sure it wasn't a penalty and also doing it fast enough to actually get a good time. And that solve was like 8.3 TPS, by the way. Okay, so this is the last scramble, obviously a really good one as well. We have this 2-move V here, 2 moves to hedge. And I decided to hold it from the front and do it with B moves. So I did B R prime, and then here you can do U prime hedge U, but with this hedge AUF, I like to do my little thingy that I did on my second world record, U, and then this alg, then I did tips like that. So kind of a similar story to the last one, I guess, in that it could have been faster, but I wanted to make sure I did well on it, and it paid off because it ended up being at 118. It was over 9 TPS. I forgot the exact amount, but this was really what made it a good average. And obviously it's kind of lucky, but I'm still really happy with these solves overall because they are actually quite good. So yeah, thank you for watching.